Your content should be generating you income. Every time you post, every time you go live, every time you're on these apps, you should be making money, all right? It's diabolical how we spend so much time here and you don't make a dime, because let's be real. Some of you guys are on here for hours. Some of y'all are on here like it's a full-time job, but you're not even getting paid. Diabolical. If you are not generating income while you're on these apps, we have a serious problem that we have got to address today, not tomorrow, not Monday, not 2027. It's got to get fixed today. I also want you guys to understand this. Good morning. You should be generating income while you are asleep. Yes, you should. See, we're building wealth. You cannot do that if the only time you make income is if you are actively working for it. Baby girl, that is not freedom. No, it is not. We got to create and sell these digital products so that we also make money while we are asleep, okay? At some point, you're gonna wanna take a vacation. At some point, you're gonna wanna spend time with your family. At some point, you're gonna wanna do something for yourself. We gotta make income. Thank you, it's all D. We gotta make income even when we're asleep, all right? Ladies, you only need one digital product in your storefront. Good morning. You only need one. And that one product that you choose to create and sell will literally change your entire life. See, a lot of you guys overthink the whole process. And a lot of you guys get stuck in this loop of, I gotta make another ebook. I gotta make a new ebook, but you haven't even sold the one you got, okay? A lot of times we think that we're doing things by constantly making things. You're not really doing anything but wasting time. You only need one product to create and sell, and you will resell it over and over again for years. When I first started, you guys, I lost 100 pounds. It's a lot of weights. And on my weight loss journey, I learned how to eat right, I learned how to exercise, and I fixed my mindset. So what I did was I packaged all of that information into an ebook, and I started reselling that ebook to other people who also wanted to learn how to lose weight. And I sold it on YouTube, okay? So anything that you want to sell, you can. There's no limitation but the limitation you put on yourself. But the problem with a lot of you guys is you live in fear. On my life, fear stands for fuck everything and run, and that's what you've been doing. Some of y'all have been running away from your brilliant ideas, your $1 million ideas for years and decades because you're so fearful of looking stupid. You're so fearful of failing. You're so fearful of people talking about you. And all of this fear that you have is literally stealing your dream life from you. I'm not being dramatic, because the thing is, a lot of you guys have already done the vision board. You already know what side of town you want to live on. You already know what you want your day-to-day to look like. You already know what you want in your bank account. You know what kind of car you want to drive. You know what kind of vacations you want. And you already know how much money you want to leave your children. But every single day that you don't live that life that you have envisioned for yourself is another day that you could have, but you chose to let fear steal it from you. We've got to fix it. Good morning. Because if we don't, year after year will go by and you will be in the exact same spot. Okay? Now, for those of you guys who have never seen my face before, good morning. My name is Coach Jazz. This morning, I'm going to be teaching you guys how to create and sell your ebook. So we are building our business this morning, but not only are we going to be building our online business, we're also going to be building ourselves. See, we're the common denominator in our own life, but the problem is you. Some of y'all have already bought a course on how to make money online, but you never follow through because you lack discipline. You lack consistency, you lack confidence, you lack self-respect, you lack boundaries. Clock it. We gotta fix you because you are holding yourself back, okay? Some of you guys are addicted to just being on social media. You bounce from live to live. You watch YouTube video after YouTube video, you archive more and more reels, but you haven't done anything with the information that you've already been provided because it's a you problem. We gotta fix you. okay? I'm going to be giving you guys a lot of information. Good morning. I'm going to give you guys a lot of information this morning. It would be in your best interest to take notes and write it down, okay? The key word of this live is going to be execution. Let me turn the mirror on, or off, I should say. The key word of this live is going to be execution. So not only are you going to write it down, you're actually going to do the things that we talk about. If I know anything about you, you're human. You're going to forget because life, and stresses, right? But if you write it down, if you take your notes, anything that I do say that you happen to forget, you can still refer back to those notes and get it done, okay? One last thing before we get started. If I say anything that resonates with your spirit and vibrates with your soul, good morning. Go ahead and double tap the screen. YouTube, go ahead and thumbs up the live. I see 20 people on here. Let's get some more thumbs up. The more we interact with this live, you guys, the more this live will get pushed to more people. And believe it or not, a lot of women are sick of their own BS. They're tired of always starting and stopping too. They're tired of giving up on themselves and not having confidence and not putting themselves first in their own life. So just like this live found you, let's allow it to find others, okay? If you have your pen and paper in hand and you are ready for class to begin, go ahead and put ready in the chat. YouTube, let's get some thumbs up. I see lots of YouTubers here and only one's thumbs up. The math ain't mathin'. If I say anything that resonates with your spirit, vibrates your soul, go ahead and double tap the screen. Also, make sure y'all follow me so you do not lose me. They do steal my videos. They make fake accounts. Yes, they do. And then they're going to turn around and message you. Do not get hoodwinked, finessed, or bamboozled on these TikTok streets, on these YouTube streets, okay? Because they coming for you. They is coming, honey. So make sure you follow me. All right, y'all ready? Very good. Let's get started. Happy Saturday. So what is a digital product and how will we build the business? Let's talk about it. Thank you, Plasma. A digital product is something you do not have physical possession of. So think of a movie on Netflix. Think of a song on your Apple Music or Spotify. You don't physically have it in your possession, right? It's all out somewhere in the cloud, okay? You are going to create something to sell. And it can be anything. No, honestly, you guys, I don't really even want you reselling stuff. I don't want you to resell an e-course. I don't want you guys to be buying courses just to resell. That doesn't work, okay? That's why a lot of you guys are struggling now. Instead, create something that you actually have a passion for, something that you like, something that gets you excited, something that you know about. Because when you run it like that, it is so much easier to make money, okay? And do something that you're good at, something that you already know how to do. When I first started, I lost 100 pounds. So I just resold my knowledge on weight loss. And that was easy for me to resell because I already knew how to lose weight because I did it in my own life, okay? Maybe you're a really good parent. You can make an ebook, a quick ebook teaching women how to be better parents. So whatever you want to do, you can do. And it does not have to be an ebook. Maybe you want to do an e-course, or maybe you want to do like a private community, workbooks and journals, affirmation guides. Literally, whatever you want to do, you can do. Stop putting limitations on yourself and stop talking about what you can't do, haven't even tried, okay? Now I'm going to give you guys 2 apps. Good morning. And these apps will change your entire life if you use them, okay? So not only will you download it, you will use it. If you're ready for app number 1, put a 1 in the chat. Good morning. And for those of y'all who are just tuning in, I am teaching you guys how to create and how to sell your digital product. But most importantly, I'm teaching you how to build yourself. Ladies, when was the last time you put yourself first in your own life? A lot of you guys say things like, well, I don't have time. But the reason you don't have time is because you're always prioritizing other people. You're always doing for this person and that person. At what point are you going to do for yourself? At what point are you going to set aside 20 minutes and do for you? It is amazing how we live day after day and we don't even prioritize ourselves. And then you wonder why you feel the way you feel. You wonder why you're always starting and stopping. And don't tell me you ain't got time because you be on social media, so don't even sit up here and lie, okay? You have time. It is time for you to start making time for yourself so you can actually get the shit done, okay? Very good. Good morning. App number 1 is Canva. Write it down. Hello, hello. Canva, Canva, Canva. You will be using this app for everything. So maybe you do want to create content. Canva has thousands of TikTok templates on there, Instagram Reel templates on there. Canva. Maybe you want to start your YouTube channel. I tell you guys every single morning, get on YouTube. Canva has thousands of YouTube thumbnail templates. And the thumbnails, you guys, are just those pictures that you see before you actually click on the video. This is what draws people's attention to your video in the first place. All of the YouTube creators, including myself, are getting our thumbnails off of Canva. And it's very easy to use. You just drag and drop, okay? Thank you. And maybe you do want to sell an ebook. That's what I'm going to teach you guys how to do this morning. And you want it to look all professional. Great. Canva. She said, I published my first t-shirt. Very good. Canva has thousands of ebook templates on there for you to use, and it is very simple. Do not allow yourself to talk about what you can't do. Okay, we're not doing the I can'ts. Yes, you can. Now, I do want to speak to the woman on this live who lives in fear before we get into app number 2. On this live, fear stands for fuck everything and run, and that's what she's about to do. She's been running away for years, okay? And she's saying things to herself like, Jazz, I would love an online business. This sounds great, but I'm not tech savvy. What if I'm too old for this? What if it's too late for me? Okay, listen to me very closely. You woke up this morning. That was a blessing. Okay, every day that you are blessed with another day means you were given another opportunity to work on your goals. So use it. It is never too late until you are 6 feet under. Don't you ever forget that. Number 2, you are very tech savvy because you are on these apps all day long. Do not sit up on my live and tell no tales. You are on these apps from the time you wake up to the time you go to bed. You are liking, commenting, archiving, and sharing. That takes tech savviness. So you will use the same tech savviness that you already have and build your online business. And number 3, for my ladies who think they're too old, what did we say? We are going to monetize our knowledge. So if you are older, that means you have a lot of knowledge. You have a lot of wisdom, which means you have a lot of things that you can be selling. So get to selling. Okay? Okay. I don't want to hear it. If you're ready for app number 2, put a 2 in the chat. And for those of y'all who are just tuning in, good morning. My name is Coach Jazz, and we are building our online business. Make sure you guys follow me so you do not lose me, because they do steal my videos, and then they make fake accounts, and then they turn around and message you. Also, if I'm saying anything that resonates with your spirit and vibrates with your soul, make sure you guys are double tapping the screen, like, comment, and share the live. The more we interact with this live, the more YouTube and TikTok will push this live to more people. YouTube, I see 15 people on here, and we can't even get 15 thumbs up. Make it make sense. The math is not mathing. Thank you, Ronnie. It would be in your best interest to take notes, because what do I know about you? You're human, and you're going to forget. You always do. Life, and stresses. But if you write this shit down, anything that I do say that you happen to forget, you can still refer back to those notes and get it done. Okay? App number 2, write it down. ChatGPT. This is AI. Good morning. Thank you. Thank you. ChatGPT. You will be locked into chat forever. This is AI. And chat will make it so easy for you to monetize your knowledge and your passions and finally build your business. So maybe you do want to create content, but you're just not too sure what kind of videos to make. Fine. You don't have to know, because chat will tell you. Maybe you're camera shy and you want to start a YouTube, but you just don't know what to say in the videos. Cool. ChatGPT will write the whole script for you. Now all you got to do is just say the words. This is life on easy mode, okay? And maybe you do want to create an ebook to sell, but you just don't know what to put in the ebook. That's fine, because what if I told you ChatGPT will literally write the entire ebook for you from beginning to end in under 30 seconds? Ladies, It has never been easier than today to start your online business. But the reason why it ain't up off the ground is because of you. It's you. You are getting in your own way. You are holding yourself back. You are telling yourself what you're not good at and what you can't do. You're the one who never puts yourself a priority in your own life. You're the one who's always giving to others, but you don't even give to yourself. And that has to stop today, or it's never gonna get done, okay? So I gave you Canva and I gave you ChatGPT. Now we have to put it together and write it. So if you're ready for prompt number 1, go ahead and put ready in the chat. For those of y'all who are just tuning in, you better take notes. Go ahead and put ready in the chat. Make sure you guys follow me so you do not lose me. They do steal my videos. Yes, they do. And they gonna message you pretending to be me. Do not get hoodwinked, finessed, or bamboozled on these TikTok streets, y'all, because they coming for you. They is coming. And let me tell you this. Some of you guys, I'm waiting for some readies. Thank you, Ronnie. Some of you guys are habitual TikTok live viewers because you have convinced yourself that if you just watch more lives, if you watch more YouTube videos, then somehow magically a business will just fall into your lap. You have convinced yourself that if you just buy more and more courses, then you will be able to start your business. But what if I told you it doesn't matter how many courses you buy? Because if you don't do the work, if you don't execute, if you don't show up consistently, you're not gonna have no business. You're not gonna monetize no content. You have got to get out of that loop of just watching, because that watching that you've been doing isn't getting you anywhere. The business is not businessing. The content is not contenting, and the sales aren't salesing because you're not doing the work. I already know I'm not the coach for everybody because, believe it or not, most people don't want the truth. Most people prefer to be lied to. I'm not here for that shit. I'm going to tell you the truth. Okay? All right. Prompt number 1, you're going to open up ChatGPT. Thank you, Elegant. You're going to type this in. Give me 10 digital product ideas I can sell that solves a problem. Good morning. Give me 10 digital product ideas I can sell that solves a problem. Give me 10 digital product ideas I can sell that solves a problem. If you've got that, go ahead and put got that in the chat. If you need for it to be repeated, this is the opportunity to ask. Closed mouths don't get fed. Don't you dare wait 10 minutes into the live and be like, Jazz, can you repeat prompt number 1? No, I cannot. Because your actions speak louder than your words. That always applies to other people, but we never want it to apply to ourselves. Because you say you want an online business. You say you want to make more money. You say you want financial freedom. But what do your actions show? Because you could have had it repeated now. But you chose not to take advantage of the opportunity presented to you, which is fine. You don't have to. But that just shows you don't really give a fuck. And you don't have to, but then if you don't care, why should I make it make sense? Good morning, good morning. If you got that, put got that in the chat. I see all of these lovely ladies and not one person put got that. Yes, I can repeat it, Erin. Give me 10 digital product ideas I can sell that solves a problem. Good morning, good morning. Make sure you guys follow me. Make sure you guys subscribe so you do not lose me. Y'all got that? Thank you, Dawn. Y'all got that? TikTok number 2, right here. Tired of your own BS? Let's fix it. I don't see not one person telling me they got that, but I see about 15 people on this live. Go ahead and put got that in the chat. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Very good. So you're going to hit enter. Now, before we move forward, I need you to write this word down. Consistent. And then I need you to underline it. And then I need you to circle it. Because today we are going to lock in on the true definition of this word. Because a lot of y'all are confused. So let's go ahead and unconfuse you. Some of y'all think consistent means once in a while. Thank you, Dee Dee. Some of y'all think consistent means when you feel like it or if you have time. No. Consistent means more often than not. So, if there are 7 days in a week, consistent means 4 out of the 7. I need you to start consistently working on your business and working on your goals. That is the only way any of this is going to work. Listen, I'm not here to tell you no tales. Some of y'all have been lied to, and you believe that you can spend 5 minutes every other month and somehow make 6 figures. I don't know who's running around here telling you that, but they are lying to you because you still haven't done it. Has it worked yet? No. You have got to be consistent. Just like you consistently go to work to get that paycheck, your business, your weight loss journey, any goal that you have for your life, you are going to have to be consistent. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Gotta be consistent more often than not. Now, I'm not sitting here saying you gotta spend 10 hours a day 4 times a week. No, that could be 20 minutes a day 4 times a week. But you gotta be consistent, okay? Now, let's make it easy. Because life is hard enough, right? Life is lifing, stress is stressing, and then bills is piling up, okay? So let's make consistency easy so that it actually gets done this time. It is so much easier to be consistent when you do things that you actually like to do, okay? I want you to go through the list that ChatGPT gave you and only choose ideas that you truly have a passion for. I want you to ask yourself, what is something that I would love to talk about, that I would love to do all day, all night if I could? Whatever that idea is, that's the business that I need you to run, okay? Because when you look forward to doing something, now it doesn't feel like work, okay? When things feel like work, you don't really want to do it, right? But now you have something in your day to look forward to. This is another reason why a lot of us struggle with depression. I used to struggle with this too, because in your full 24 hours that you have per day, you don't do anything that makes you happy. Your life feels like it's on repeat. You get up, you go to work, you come home, you take care of your kids or your family, and then you go to bed. There was nothing that was for you that made you happy. And obviously you're gonna be depressed. You're gonna be sad, you're gonna be frustrated, you're gonna be resentful. But if you have things in your day that you truly look forward to, now you have happiness because you have something that's for you that makes you happy. You have a whole new energy about you. The way you see the world is different. The way you view yourself becomes different because now you have things that truly make you happy and you get paid to do it. So please do yourself a favor and only choose ideas that you actually like so that you can easily be consistent. For my ladies who have lost weight, you know this is true. I've lost 100 pounds. Or maybe you just live a healthy lifestyle. Let me ask you, isn't it so much easier to eat healthy foods when you eat healthy foods that you actually like? Yeah. See, I don't like watermelon, okay? So I'm not sitting around here trying to force myself to eat watermelon every day so I can eat some fruit. But I love pineapples. I love strawberries. I love blueberries. So I eat those fruits so I can consistently eat my fruits. It's easy, okay? So please make it easy on yourself. One last thing I need you to write down, and this is critical. If you don't remember anything else I say, you better remember this. Write this down. Money flows where energy goes. Write that down, please. Money flows where energy goes. Money flows where energy goes. If you are anything like how I used to be, you are giving all of your energy to any and everybody. You are an energy vending machine. And half of these people that you are giving all of your energy to are grown-ass adults who don't even reciprocate it to you. You are giving all of your energy to your spouse, your boyfriend, your sneaky link. You are giving all of your energy to your children. You are giving all of your energy to your family. You are giving all of your energy to your friends. You are giving all of your energy to your job and your coworkers. You are giving all of your energy to social media, and you are giving all of your energy to celebrities and their drama. And by the time you sit down to work on something for yourself, you can't because you don't have any energy left because you gave it all away. And now you feel depressed. Now you feel anxious. You feel frustrated. You feel resentment because you don't have any energy to give to you. We are going to pull that on inside. We are going to start hoarding our energy. You are going to start telling people no. And no is a complete sentence. It does not need to be explained. It does not make you a bad wife because you want to work on your business. It does not make you a bad mother because you want to do something for yourself for once. And it does not make you a bad friend because you don't want to sit there and listen to her problems every day. It makes you human. You matter too. Your happiness is important too. And let's be clear. If these people were giving their energy back to you, you wouldn't feel frustrated. You wouldn't feel drained. You wouldn't feel resentful because there'd be reciprocity. You give, they take, they give, you take. But that's not what's going on. You're doing all of the giving and they're doing all of the taking. And that's the problem. So the answer is no. No, I cannot loan you any money. That is money that I could be using for my business. No, I cannot give you any rides. That is time I could be spending for my business. No, I cannot sit here and listen to your problems. Shit, I gotta fix my own. The answer is no. When you start telling people no, you start saying yes to you. And now you have the time and the energy to actually do the things that you want to do so that you can actually reach your goals. Okay? Money flows where energy goes. Don't you ever forget that. If you're ready for prompt number 2, go ahead and put a 2 in the chat. And for those of y'all who are just tuning in, good morning. My name is Coach Jazz. We are building our online business, but most importantly, we're building ourselves. You can go ahead and watch more TikTok lives all you want. Go ahead and spend the next 2 months spending time watching live after live. Go ahead and watch more YouTube videos. Go ahead and spend $5,000 more on courses because some of y'all already did that, but you still haven't done the thing that's actually going to change your life, which is change you. You are the problem. Your lack of discipline, your lack of consistency, your lack of follow through, your lack of boundaries, you in your negative mindset, talking about how stupid you are. You can't do this. You're not good at that. All of that has to change. We are the common denominator in our own life. You are the reason why things are not getting done. It's you. And unfortunately, some people don't want to hear the truth. I'm not here for that. I'm here to help the one woman or man who wants to know the truth about themselves so they can actually fix it. I'm not here to lie to you. You are the problem. Okay? All right. So once you choose the digital product idea you want to use, you will type this in the chat. Prompt number 2, good morning. Write me an ebook that helps people solve this problem. Write me an ebook that helps people solve this problem. Very good. She said, my story is about personal growth. I love it. Write me an ebook that helps people solve this problem. If you've got that, go ahead and put got that in the chat. If you need for it to be repeated, this is the opportunity to ask. Closed mouths do not get fed. Also, if I'm saying anything that resonates with your spirit and vibrates with your soul, make sure you guys are double tapping the screen, like, comment, and share. The more we interact with this live, the more YouTube and TikTok will push this live to more people. And believe it or not, a lot of women want to start online businesses. They're ready to quit their job too. They got the resignation letter sitting in the drafts waiting to hit send, but they just don't know how to get out of their own way. They don't know how to build their confidence. They don't know how to build their consistency and their discipline. So just like this live found you, let's allow it to find others. The reason why a lot of people struggle with confidence, first of all, confidence is who you think you are. Not what someone told you, but who you think you are. That's what confidence is. And unfortunately, a lot of people don't think they're anything, which is why they don't have confidence, which is why they struggle with posting content, because they don't believe that they're worthy of posting the content. But the reason why they feel like that is because they never keep the promises that they make to themselves. Every single time it's time to do the one thing that you want to do for yourself, you bail out. So over time, that erodes your confidence in who you think you are. So in order to change that, we have to start showing up for ourselves. If you said you were going to post the content, then post it. If you said you were going to start the business, then start it. If you said you were going to lose weight, then lose it. Stop breaking the promises that you make to yourself. And then you will have confidence in yourself. And then you will believe that you are the SHIT. Okay? All right. You're going to hit enter. Write me an ebook that helps people solve this problem. You're going to hit enter. This is what I mean by it has never been easier to start your online business, because ChatGPT literally wrote the ebook for you. Now all you have to do is copy and paste. That's it. You will copy what Chat gave you and paste it into Canva. So open the Canva app. In the search, type in ebooks, hit enter. It's going to give you thousands of templates. Pick your most favorite one. And by the way, all of the templates are customizable. So you can swap out the colors and the fonts and the pictures. You can do whatever you want. Now, for my ladies on here who love to overthink, you overthink from the time you wake up to the time you go to bed, and it does nothing for you. It keeps you stuck right where you are. Stop overthinking. Stop. Write this down. This says KISS, K-I-S-S. It's an acronym, and it stands for Keep It Simple, Silly. Keep it simple, silly. So stop overthinking. Don't do it. Just make sure your ebook looks clean, make sure it looks simple, and make sure it looks legible. That's all you got to do. Clean, simple, legible. Okay? Once you are done copying and pasting, and you love the way it looks, you will download it as a PDF file. Y'all better be taking notes. Download it as a PDF file, okay? Once you have downloaded it as a PDF file, you will upload it to your hosting site. Write these down. Stan Store, Etsy, Beacons, Gumroad, and Shopify. Stan Store, Etsy, Beacons, Gumroad, Shopify. If you've got all of this, please put got that in the chat. These are some of the most popular hosting sites. Yes, there are plenty of more out there. These are some of the most popular ones. And you only need to be on one of these. You do not need to put your product on all 5. If you've got all of that, please let me know that you are here and you're present and you're listening and you plan on executing. The key word of this live is execution. How can we execute if you don't write it down? Because you know you're going to forget. You always do. So why would that change now? It ain't. You have Etsy. Very good. Got that in the chat. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Let me ask you something, ladies. Be honest with yourself. When was the last time you told yourself that you were proud of you and the things that you've accomplished? Some of y'all don't even know. Thank you, Chucky. Some of y'all ain't got a clue because you never do. It amazes me how we never give ourselves credit where credit is due. There were things that took place in your life that were hard. And in those moments, you didn't think you would overcome it. You ain't know how you was going to get through it. But you did. Because you are still here today. And even though you have proven to yourself how strong and how resilient you truly are, you still have the audacity to sit on this live and say to yourself, I can't do this. Really? You sure? Because there are so many people who could never even walk a half a mile in your shoes. And they're killing it with their online business. They're showing up, they're posting. And you don't think you can do it? But look at all the things you have already done. You can do it. But you never give yourself credit. And that's the problem. So how do we fix it? I need you to start telling yourself that you are proud of yourself. I need you to start telling yourself you are amazing. I need you to start telling yourself that you are smart. See, the things that we say to ourselves determines how we show up for ourselves. So when you talk to yourself like shit, when you say things like, I can't, I'm not good at this, oh, I suck, I'm stupid, then that's how you show up. And that's why it's not getting done. But when you start to say nice things to yourself, you start to believe it. And when you start to believe it, you actually start to achieve it. So stop all this negative self-talk shit. It's not getting you anywhere. It's just keeping you depressed and insecure as hell. Stop. You can do this, okay? Yes, beacons. All right, so Stan Store, Etsy, Beacons, Gumroad, and Shopify. Now, I use Stan Store. I love Stan. Stan is great, but Stan is very expensive, okay? Stan Store is $99 a month. That is very high if your business is not making that yet, okay? If you're brand new to all of this, maybe you're gonna get started today, Stan Store is not for you. No. Good morning. Stan Store is not for you, okay? Instead, I want you to start on Gumroad, Gumroad, because Gumroad only charges you a percentage when you make a sale. They charge you 10% for every sale. So until you make money, you don't have to spend it. That's a great place to start. Now, what I know about you is this. You're gonna make money because you're taking notes, you're asking questions, and most importantly, you promised me that you were gonna execute. So when you do start generating income, then transfer everything to Stan Store later, because Stan Store has a lot of features that will help you expand your business, like Afterpay and Klarna. Ladies, let me tell you what's going on in the world of finance. Y'all better listen in. Y'all better get in where you fit in. Buy now, pay later is taking over. Okay, it's taking over. So Afterpay, Klarna, Sezzle, QuadPay, Affirm. I think PayPal has a 4 payment interest free. Buy now, pay later is taking over, okay? People today are using buy now, pay later more than they're using credit cards. And no, it is not just poor people. Get that out your head quickly, because 6-figure earners are using buy now, pay later too. It is truly the preferred payment option. So if you have a buy now, pay later on your site, I promise you, you will make more. Oh, yes, you will. But for now, you will start with what you have. You will start on Gumroad. You will build your business, and then you will transfer everything over to Stan Store later, okay? So what we just did was we made the ebook. We took Canva, we took ChatGPT, we put it together, we made the ebook, and then we uploaded it to our hosting site. Now we gotta sell it. We gotta sell it, all right? And I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna tell you nothing but the truth. Sales is 80% of the business. That is more than half. So we gotta get this right, or there will not be a business. We gotta get sales right. But before we get into sales, before I teach you how to sell, I need to make something crystal clear to you. That process of copying and pasting and making that ebook that we just did should not take you longer than 2 hours. Respectfully, it shouldn't take you longer than 1. But I'm gonna give you some grace and I'm gonna give you 2. And on this live, age ain't nothing but a number. I don't care how old you are. I don't give a damn. What you're not gonna do is try to convince me that it takes longer than 2 hours to copy and paste some words. No, it does not. You copy and paste videos back and forth in the group chats all day. So I know you know how to copy and paste. Don't lie. If it is taking you longer than 2 hours to copy and paste some words, then we have a serious problem that we have to fix today. One of the problems that you might be experiencing, and I used to be guilty of this too, this is how I know, you want to be a perfectionist. So everything about you just must be perfect or it's not right. You're the woman who's going to waste 6 months of her life that she will never get back just to overthink her brilliant idea and second guess her greatness. And then when you do decide to get started, you're going to take things out. You're going to put things back. You're going to get frustrated and irritated because it's still not perfect. It's still not right. And you're going to give up on it again. Then you're going to let 3 more months go by that you will never get back just to overthink and have OCD some more. And then when you decide to get started yet again, this time you're going to go ask 20 people what they think you should do with your business. And the crazy thing is, these people that you're asking, they're not even business owners. These aren't even people you would trade lives with. But for some reason, you care so much about what people think of you. And then when they do give you their opinion, you listen and you care. Next thing you know, a whole year has gone by and you ain't did shit but waste your precious, valuable time that you will never get back. You poor thing. Bless your heart. Bless your heart. Listen, I've been there, I've done that. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but sometimes that's just what I do best. And I'm gonna hold your hand very tightly when I say this to you. Brace yourself. Ma'am, you are not perfect. At all. You are flawed. I am not perfect at all. I am flawed. Nobody is perfect at all, and everybody is flawed. What you really are is scary as hell. See, you're still living in fear. And what do we say fear stood for on this live? Fuck everything and run. And that's what you've been doing. You've been running for decades. You are so fearful of putting yourself out there, trying something new and it failing. You are so fearful of doing something different and people laughing at you. And so you hold on to all of this fear. But that very fear is stealing your dream life from you. Because you already know the life you want to live. You have already created the vision board. You know what side of town you want to live on. You know what kind of car you want to drive. You already know what kind of vacations you want. You know what you want that bank account to look like. And you know how much money you want to leave your children. But every day that you live in fear is another day that you could have been working towards that goal that you have for yourself, but you choose not to because you won't let go of the fear. And if you want to dig even deeper into why we hold on to all this fear in the first place, is because we are self-sabotaging. This is why I keep telling you, you are getting in your own way. It is not your spouse. It is not your family. It is not your job. It is not in your environment. It is you. You are doing this to yourself, okay? This is self-sabotage. And the reason why we self-sabotage is because we have fragile egos. You ain't got your ego in check. No. And your ego cannot handle feeling disappointed if it doesn't work. So to protect your ego from disappointment, that feeling of disappointment, you live in fear. You procrastinate. You make excuses. You do all of these things to protect your ego from feeling disappointment if it doesn't work out the way you want it to. Self-sabotage. Because if you decided to let go of the excuses and you decided to actually try, well, now you'll actually get the results that you want, but you're so afraid of getting those results because who would you be if you didn't have to work a 9 to 5? What kind of life would you live if you had financial freedom? See, you're terrified of it. You're terrified of it. So you'll say, well, I just don't have time. Self-sabotage. You have all the time. Let's be real, because you're always on social media. Who would you be if you removed toxic people from your life who were eroding your confidence? So you'll self-sabotage and say, well, they've been my best friend for 20 years. And even though she talks to me crazy, and even though she disrespects me, and even though she doesn't support me, I'm still going to be her friend because we've been friends for 20 years. And if I let her go and she's no longer destroying my confidence, well, then I would have a business. But that scares you. So you'll say, well, I can't leave her. We've been friends for so long, even though she's toxic. Self-sabotage. But I'm confused. I am so confused because you already said you hate your job. That's what you said. You already said you were tired of living paycheck to paycheck. That's what you said. You said you were tired of not having confidence in yourself. You said you were tired of always giving up on yourself. I am here to help you fix it. But we cannot fix it if we don't change. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting different results. Gotta change. I need you to launch the product. Because one, it will never get perfect. It will never be perfect. But you need a launch regardless. And I need you to understand and understand that the more you do something, the better it gets. The more content you put out, the better the content will get. The more products you produce, the better the products will get. But it will never be perfect. See, how can we stop living paycheck to paycheck and bring more money into the house if there's no business? How can customers give you their money and buy your stuff if there's no stuff? They can't. So you have to launch. How can we build our confidence if we keep breaking the promises that we make to ourselves? You can't. So you have to stop breaking the promises and just do the thing that you told yourself you were going to do. We have to change. But the more you do it, the better it will get. All of your favorite businesses that you spend your hard-earned money with today have gotten better along the way. Look at Netflix. Believe it or not, Netflix did not always have a fancy Netflix app. No. They were not always doing comedy specials with Kevin Hart and Dave Chappelle. They damn sure didn't have their own production team doing original movies and series that are winning Emmys and Oscars. And they damn sure didn't have wrestling on pay-per-view. Years ago, before COVID, you used to have to go on their website, Netflix.com. You had to make a list of the movies that you wanted to see. And these were not their originals. These were movies that were once in theaters. They would mail you a DVD off of that list. You could watch it as many times as you wanted. And when you were ready for the next movie, you had to mail that one back. They didn't wait to have all the funding to afford the fancy stuff. They launched with what they had, okay? And as they kept running their business, they started getting more customers. They started making more money. And then they were able to invest more and make the product better. But it's still not perfect. We all still got some complaints. So I don't know why your ego thinks you're above $1 billion company. And I don't know why you believe that you get to skip the messy middle. You get to skip all of that. But we're going to have to bring that ego on in some and quickly. Because Netflix is $1 billion company. So if Netflix had a messy middle, if Tesla had a messy middle, if Amazon had a messy middle, why don't you get one? Make it make sense. It will never be perfect, but you will still launch. Another reason why it might be taking you longer than 2 hours to copy and paste some words is because you're distracted as fuck. See, I already know I am not the life coach and I am not the business coach for everybody. And I have accepted that because, believe it or not, most people don't truly want help. I know this sounds crazy, but most people are just looking for someone that they can complain to and vent to, but they don't really want any solutions. I'm not here for that shit. I'm gonna tell you the truth, because when I tell you the truth, now you have become aware. And with awareness, we can change it together. See, when you get off work, you could work on the business and reaching your goals and keeping the promises that you make to yourself, but you make the choice not to. You would rather sit on the phone and gossip with your friends about celebrities and their drama. When you do have time off from work, like the weekends, you could work on your business and reaching your goals and keeping the promises that you made to yourself so you finally have some confidence. But you choose not to. You would rather sit on the couch and binge watch Netflix and Hulu for hours. Late at night, when your children are asleep, you could work on the business and reaching your goals and keeping the promises that you made to yourself so you can finally believe in yourself. But you choose not to. You would rather scroll social media for hours, laughing at funny videos and sharing them back and forth in the group chats. And the reason why we have all of these distractions in the first place is because we are trying to escape. This is escapism. And the reason why we're trying to escape is because there's things about our life that we are not 1000% happy with. And instead of you being a grown woman and fixing it, you would rather run from it. But maybe it's time to take a new path, because I'm going to assume that path isn't working for you. And we said the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting different results. The content is not contenting. The sales are not salesing, and the business is not businessing. So let's do something different today. Instead of trying to escape a life that we are not 1000% happy with, what if we just lock in and build a life that we never feel the need to escape from? Okay. So this is what you are going to do today. You are going to turn the TV off. Put the phone on Do Not Disturb. Tell your friends you will talk to them later. You are building your dream life. You are going to sit down at home. No, you do not need to go to Starbucks because you get distracted there. You will start your product and you will finish it. Not start, stop, come back next week because we already know how you do. You ain't coming back. So you're going to start it and you're going to finish it. 2 hours is all you need. If you are crystal clear on all of these instructions, go ahead and put clear in the chat, because respectfully, there is no point in talking about sales if we don't have anything to sell. And for those of you guys who are just tuning in, good morning. My name is Coach Jazz, and we are building our online business. We already created the product, and now we're going to sell it. I told you guys a few minutes ago, sales is 80% of the business. That is more than half. So we got to get this right, or there won't be a business. But I also have to be honest with you. Sales is where most people fail. They fail at sales. But before you run away and freak out and say things like, oh my God, it's because sales is so hard. No. Sales is actually very easy. But people's mindset and the things that they think in regards to sales is what makes sales so hard for them. So in order to sell something, we first have to get a clear understanding on what sales is. See, some of you guys are terrified to sell because you say things to yourself like, well, I'm not a salesperson. What if I talk about my product too much and people unfollow me? What if people think I'm begging them for money? What if I'm being annoying? Okay, let's get some things straight. First of all, selling is not begging. Selling is solving, okay? People have a problem. You have a solution. You are not begging anyone for anything. So get that out of your head right now. Number 2, you don't have a choice but to talk about your product consistently and how you can help people, because people will forget. Ladies, people are living their own lives. Life is lifing and stress is stressing, and people are being bombarded with content from the time they wake up to the time they go to bed. They're gonna forget. They are going to forget. You have to remind people consistently so they can begin to remember. Why do you think I keep telling you guys to take notes on this live? Because I already know you're gonna forget. Because you're human and you always do. So I'm telling you to take notes so that when you do forget, you can still refer back to those notes and get them done. Why do you think I keep telling you guys that the key word of this live is execution? Why do I keep repeating myself? Because psychology has already proven the more you hear something, the more it sticks. My hope is that by repeating myself, you'll remember, oh yeah, Coach Jazz said I gotta actually execute it. You have to remind people consistently that you exist, or they will not remember. I promise you. Look at Amazon. We all know who they are. Everybody has gotten the memo. And most of us are Prime members, meaning we spend a monthly subscription to utilize 2-day, same day, and 1-day shipping. So even though everyone knows who Amazon is, and most of us spend money with them every single month, they still remind you consistently that they exist. Look at those Amazon trucks that you see on the road. You can't even go 2 miles down the street without seeing one. They didn't have to paint those trucks blue and put their logo on it. They could have left them white. But they did it for a reason. Why? So that every time you see one of their trucks, your brain thinks Amazon. You can't even go down a neighborhood without seeing Amazon boxes on the doorsteps. You can't even go into a mailroom without seeing Amazon packages everywhere. They didn't have to put their logo on their cardboard boxes. They could have left them blank. But they did it for a reason. Why? So that every single time you see one of their packages, which is multiple times a day, your brain remembers Amazon. Let me ask you, do you really think they're worried about you thinking that they're being annoying? Do you really think they're worried about you thinking that they're begging you for money? Do you really think they're worried about you unsubscribing from Prime? No. They know you're not going nowhere because they know they have a solution to your problem. You're lazy and you want convenience. We all do. And they got you covered. And every single month, they will continue to get money out of that bank account. Hello. For those of you guys who have seen my face before, maybe I'm not a new face to you. I have been on the internet for 6 years. You might have found me on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Threads. I'm on every platform. How is it that I'm able to consistently talk about Glowup Academy without worrying about people thinking I'm begging them for money or being annoying or people unfollowing or unsubscribing because I'm talking about Glowup Academy too much? How am I able to do that? Because I know I have a solution to people's problems. People want to learn how to become disciplined and they want someone to hold them accountable so they actually get the work done that they want to do for their life. I do that for them all inside of Glowup Academy. People want to learn how to build their online business and monetize their platforms and sell their products. I teach them how to do all of that inside of Glowup Academy. People want to learn how to have confidence and discipline and self-love and self-respect so they actually get it done this time. I teach them that all inside of Glowup Academy. If people unfollow me because I'm being annoying, oh well, I honestly don't give a damn. They just weren't ready to glow up, and that's okay. They'll come back when they're ready. They always do. And since I have that energy about my products and services, I sell, and I sell a lot. Because Amazon has that energy with their products and services, they sell, and they sell a lot. And if you want to sell a lot too, you are going to have the same energy. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Okay? If you're ready for sales tip number 1, go ahead and put a 1 in the chat. And for those of y'all who are just tuning in, good morning. My name is Coach Jazz. We are building our online business. Make sure you guys follow me and subscribe if you have not already, because they do steal my videos, especially on TikTok. They make fake accounts and then they're going to turn around and message you pretending to be me. Do not get hoodwinked, finessed, or bamboozled on these TikTok streets, okay? Thank you, Sabrina. And I do want to address the elephant in the room, which is failing. So many of you guys have brilliant ideas. You have $1 million ideas, but you are terrified of the word failing. And that's what keeps most of you from even starting. But what if I told you that you're confused on what failing even means? So let me go ahead and unconfuse you. See, some of y'all think failing means you launch your first ebook, and if you're not a millionaire in 30 days, then you failed. Some of y'all are really out here thinking that if you make a YouTube channel and you don't get 100,000 subscribers in 7 days, then you failed. And some of y'all really believe that if you post your first TikTok reel and you don't get 10,000 views in 5 hours, then you failed. But that's not failing. See, failing only exists when you quit. When you throw in the towel and you say, you know what? I don't want to do this anymore. I give up. I'm done. I quit. Well, then that is when you have failed. But if every single day you just commit to doing something a little bit different that you didn't do yesterday, you just keep showing up, you keep giving it all you got, just trying, that's not failing because you're still showing up. You're still committed. Maybe yesterday you made excuses. How about today you just don't make any? Maybe yesterday you thought about making content. How about today you make a 20-second video and tomorrow you post it? As long as you just keep showing up, that is not failing. One thing that I have noticed with society today is we have become extremely entitled. And a lot of people don't even realize how entitled they have become. And so what a lot of people have done is they have pulled a number out of thin air and they have set that as the timeline. And so they have convinced themselves that if they don't get the results they want in the timeline in which they set, that's failing. But the crazy thing is, the timeline that you set on your life is ridiculous. It is absolutely ridiculous. And you are more upset at the fact that you didn't get the results you want in the time frame in which you set. But let me tell you this, the results always come. The problem is people give up before they get them. I have lost 100 pounds. For my ladies who have lost weight on this live, you know this is true. Let me ask you, if you just consistently eat less food and you just consistently move your body, don't you eventually get to the goal weight that you wanted? Yeah. When you finally let go of the excuses and you just do it, you always get to that goal weight that you wanted. But the reason why most people don't is because they have become entitled to 50-pound weight loss in 24 hours. And then when they don't lose 50 pounds in 24 hours, well, I just can't lose weight. Excuse. It's an excuse. Let's just be real. So if that applies to weight loss, why would that not apply to business? The dollar amount, the goal, whatever it is that you have for your life, it always comes. It will always come. I don't care how crazy you think the number is. But the problem is people give up because they didn't reach it in the time frame in which they set, in which they feel entitled to. So for all of you guys who are terrified of failing, just don't quit. Because if you do not quit, then you did not fail. And now you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Okay? Okay. Very good. Let's talk about sales. Good morning. We must remember a blessing delayed is not a blessing denied. Absolutely. You guys, you always get the results that you want. But the problem is you just give up way too quickly because of that entitlement. That entitlement is stealing your dream life from you. Stop. Okay? Sales tip number 1, write this down. Content is king and distribution is queen. Content is king, good morning, and distribution is queen. So let's break this down so it makes sense. Okay, let's start with the content is king part. Content, that is anything and everything that we post on social media. So your reels, your pictures, if you create long form YouTube content, if you go live, all of that is content. Content is king because that's how we're going to let people know about our products and services and how we can help them. And we have to post content consistently so that people do not forget how we can help them. Okay? Now, I want you guys to understand this. One of the biggest things I stress is not feeling overwhelmed. The minute you start to feel overwhelmed is when you just stop altogether. Okay? One thing I stress to my students is we always crawl before we walk and we walk before we run. So maybe you're not posting content at all. Maybe you're camera shy. Okay. Well, remember, we're going to crawl before we walk and walk before we run. So I want you to first start, and you can start this today because you got time. You're going to sit in front of your camera, your phone, and I just want you to record yourself for 2 minutes at a time, multiple times a day. Not to post, just to be in front of the camera. Because the more you are in front of the camera, the more comfortable you start to feel. And then now you no longer feel awkward or you're not too sure what to say. So I want you to focus on doing that every single day, multiple times a day. And don't you dare say you don't have time, because the time that you're spending scrolling is the time you could be working on this. Once you do get comfortable in front of the camera, then we're going to take it up a notch. Now I want you to commit to posting one 30-second video. That's it. Once a week. Once a week, one 30-second video. Once you have gotten comfortable with that, now we're going to up it to 2, and then 3, and then so on and so forth. A lot of times we have this mindset of all or nothing. If I can't do all, then I can't do nothing. But that's not true. And that's actually what burns you out. So we're taking a totally different approach. Crawl before you walk and walk before you run. And even for those of you guys who want to be faceless, maybe you're still camera shy or just content shy because you don't know what to say. Well, then I want you to practice recording your audios. It's the same concept, whether you're showing your face or not. Okay? Now, distribution is queen. Not only will we be posting our content consistently, we also need to be building at least 3 platforms. 3. Why 3? Because one is too close to none. Like that income you got at that one job. If they laid you off on Monday, what would you do? You would be sitting there freaking out, trying to figure out how you're gonna pay them bills. If you put all of your eggs in a TikTok basket and the US decides to ban it like they did last year, what would you do? You would be freaking out like all of the other TikTokers who only had a TikTok. I always tell my students, we have to stay proactive so we are not reactive. In other words, we got to stay ready. And no, it is not hard to build 3. The same exact video that you put on TikTok, you'll throw it on YouTube Shorts, Instagram, wherever you want to be. It takes 5 minutes. I do it all day. It is not hard. Get out your head. Now, which platform should you grow? Well, you got a lot of options. I always suggest starting with the platform that you're always on. So if you find yourself always on TikTok, start TikTok. Obviously, you like the app so much because you're always here. And then just choose 2 more. But in case you didn't know, YouTube is the most watched platform. It is not TikTok at all. YouTube has even replaced cable TV. So I always urge and encourage my students to start their YouTube channel. If everybody is on YouTube, why aren't you? Make it make sense. Now, before we get into sales tip number 2, I want to speak to the woman on here who's still living in fear. What did we say? Fear stands for fuck everything and run. And that's what she's about to do. She's about to swipe up. She's quiet. She's taking her notes. But in the back of her head, she's saying things like, Jazz, girl, I don't know. I would love to start an online business. There's so many ideas I have. But honestly, I don't know if I can. You want me to post content consistently? You want me to make an ebook from scratch? And then you want me to build 3 platforms? Girl, I don't know. I just don't think I can. And honestly, that sounds really hard. Okay. Well, before you run away from your brilliant ideas, your $1 million ideas, I just need you to listen to me. First, what I want you to understand is I can't convince you of anything. I don't have the power to convince anybody of anything. So if you want to believe that starting your online business is hard, then you're right. It's hard. If you want to believe that posting content consistently is hard, then your feelings are valid. It's hard. If you want to believe that making an ebook from scratch is hard, then fine. It's hard. But I do want to remind you, the life that you're currently living is hard. Crying every day because you are so unhappy with the direction your life is going in right now is hard. Knowing deep down inside in your spirit that you are meant for more, that you are meant for better, and not living it, that's hard. going to a job that drains you, overworks you, and underpays you is hard. That is hard. One thing I've noticed about us women, and I used to be guilty of this too, we never give ourselves credit where credit is due. There were things that took place in your life because life's for everybody. Stresses for everybody. And we have all had really dark moments in our life. And in those moments, we had no clue how we would get out of it. I remember when I lost my grandma, I was like, how am I gonna live without her? How can I pick up the pieces without her? And here I am 10 years later, still living without her, making it work. Some of you guys, a lot of you guys, don't even realize how strong and how resilient you really are. Because if you were able to get through whatever dark moments you got through, why do you allow yourself to believe that you can't get through this? Look at what you've already overcome. Some of y'all are damn near superwoman. Nobody could walk a half a mile in your shoes. And even though you have seen for yourself how strong you really are, you're going to let fear convince you that you can't post a 20-second TikTok video? Really, ladies? Really? Look at what you've already overcome. And you're gonna let fear convince you that you can't write an ebook that AI will write for you and all you have to do is copy and paste the words. Really? Really? Look at what you deal with every day. And you're gonna let fear convince you that you don't have the capabilities of taking a video from TikTok and posting it onto Instagram and then posting it onto YouTube. Really? You are selling yourself short. And this is why I keep bringing up confidence and lack thereof. Because a lot of you don't even have it. Your confidence level is -50. Because look at what you already have overcome. And you're gonna let fear convince you that you can't do this. This is a lack of confidence problem. This is a lack of not keeping the promises that you make to yourself problem, which is why you feel the way you feel today. But look at what you have already overcome. That was way harder than this. And look, I don't have to convince you of this because you can see this for yourself. You see people on these apps who are in worse off situations than you. And they are still showing up, building their business. There are women on these apps with more children than you. And they are still showing up, building their business. There are people on these apps who have worse health conditions than you. Cancer patients, sickle cell anemia. And they are still showing up, building their business. There are people on these apps who are down and out real bad right now. They lost their job. They lost their house. Some of them are living in their cars. Some of them are living in homeless shelters. And despite the weight of the world on their shoulders right now, they are still showing up, building their business. Let's just be real for a few seconds. Let's just be real. Some of y'all don't have half them problems. Let's just be real. Some of y'all might, and I'm gonna give you some grace. But some of y'all don't. And you know deep down inside it could be worse. Yeah, you got some complaints. There are things that you want to change, but you already know you're blessed because you know your situation could be worse. So if you see people in worse off situations than you getting it done, why can't you? Just be real. Why can't you? Because you won't let go of fear. And year after year, you allow fear to steal your dream life from you. You already know what side of town you want to live on. You already know what vacations you want to take with your family. You already know how much money you want to leave to your children when you are no longer here. And despite knowing all of these things, you let fear steal that from you. Because every day that you live in fear and try to convince yourself that you can't do this is another day that you could have been doing it and building your dream life. Listen, my online business changed my entire life. I've been doing this full time for 6 years. I started during COVID. Made more money than I ever could have imagined from my cell phone, a laptop, and some freaking Wi-Fi. I now have peace. You can't even put a price tag on that. I don't stress about bills anymore. I have freedom now. I get to do what I want, when I want, and how I want to do it. I have purpose now. I get to wake up every single day doing what I love. I have happiness now. I have confidence now. But before all of this, I lived a very, very different life. I used to be extremely miserable, broke as hell, insecure as hell, depressed, anxious. I was 100 pounds overweight. I had a 9-to-5 that I absolutely hated. And to top it all off, I used to be an alcoholic. See, I had bought into the American dream bullshit that they sell all of us. But I bought in back in high school. They told me to go to college and get a 4-year bachelor's degree. And that by the time I graduated, I'd be able to find a really good job with stability and benefits. I'd be able to make enough money so where I could take a few trips, I could save and buy a house, and I could put in extra into my 401k so when I get too old to work, I will have enough money to retire in dignity. So I believed them. I went off to college. My friends were going. My mom told me to go. So I went. Graduated. That bachelor's degree cost me $60,000. Graduated. Got my first full-time job 6 months later. I was so excited. I was 23 years old. They offered me $60,000 a year. That's more money than I had ever made. I thought I was about to be rich. I was so excited. Oh my God. I thought my American dream was about to take off. So I decided to move out of my mom's house. I was sick of her rules. I was ready to be a grown woman and do grown woman things. So I went and got my own apartment. But I didn't stop there. See, I do what most Americans do. I went out and got me a car payment. I had a car and it was paid off, title in hand. But the car was old, okay? No leather seats, no push to start. No tablet on the dash. See, I had to upgrade my car to match my new upgraded life, right? Yeah, that's what we do. So I went out and got me a brand new Dodge Charger. Couldn't tell me shit. I thought I was so cute in that car. And we all know with expensive cars comes expensive car insurance and expensive gas. That car payment was $450 a month. So by the time I paid all my bills for the month, your girl was broke. There was no money for trips. There was no money to save for a house. There was no extra money for 401ks, okay? I was broke. I couldn't even afford to get my nails done. But I had another problem. I had to start paying back them student loans. See, at 23, I thought it was fun and games. I didn't think the government was serious about getting their money back. I thought everybody had student loans. It's the American way. Girl, the government is not playing with you. They want their money back for those student loans. See, they'll give you 6 months after you graduate to get on your feet. Okay, so they won't call They won't send letters. They want you to focus on getting a job. But best believe when that 6-month mark hits, they are sending letters to your house because they're going to tell you how much you can afford. And since they saw on paper that I made $60,000 a year, I didn't have any dependents, no kids, they said I should be able to afford $400 a month. I'm like, what? 400? I called and was like, I can't make a payment arrangement. I can't get on the low income payment arrangement plan. No, I made too much. See, they don't tell you that. Middle class, you make too much to afford to get any type of assistance, but you're still broke as hell. They didn't care what my car payment was. They didn't care how much my rent was. The price was $400. It's not up for negotiations. I had 11 student loan accounts. They lumped under one monthly payment of $400 a month. Every month that I did not pay those student loans, which was every month because I truly couldn't afford it, I got 11 missed payments on my credits. In the course of 1 year, I racked up 121 missed payments off of some student loans. My credit dropped 520. So my American dreams of home ownership, that wasn't gonna happen for me. Not till I fix that. Who gonna give me a mortgage loan with a 520? Exactly. So I'm broke. I have really bad credit. I have one last problem. I hated my job. Nowhere in the American Dream blueprint did they tell me I would be miserable at my 9 to 5. Now, I'm not gonna lie. I grew up pretty sheltered, okay? I was very naive in my early 20s, okay? I didn't know too much. And I believed people when they said stuff. So if they told me this, I believed them. My supervisor in my interview told me that everyone in the department was just one big old work family. And that even though it's all women in the department, they all get along and they all love each other and care about each other like their own family. And so at 23, I believed her. So I went into the department thinking that was true. I learned in corporate America that people are fake as fuck. And you gotta watch them. They do a lot of fake shit. So they'll smile and kiki with you in the break room, but they don't like you. They'll even hang out with you off the clock. So they're not even getting paid to be around you. But they will invite you out to happy hour. They'll even invite you to their house. They'll even invite you to their weddings and their baby showers so you can meet their family. But they don't like you. I know, it's crazy, but they do it. They'll even spend their hard-earned money on you. So when it's the holidays, they'll do Secret Santas with you. So they have spent their money to buy you a gift, but they don't like you. They'll do the Thanksgiving potlucks where we all sit down together and we act like we're one big old happy family. They don't like you. And best believe, the minute you piss off somebody, everything that you said in confidence is now in your manager's email. And you are on the most hated list at work. I have made friends with a woman who was 31, I was 23, and she told me that I was the little sister that she never had, and I believed her. And so I would tell her things about me, we would hang out outside of work, and then when we both were trying to get promoted for one position, she spilled all my tea. I walked right into that. I was very naive, I didn't know no better. I was miserable. I must have put in hundreds, if not thousands, of applications trying to get another full-time job. But nobody was calling me back. I couldn't even get an interview. So I'm broke. I have bad credit, and I hate my job. For the first time in my life at 23 years old, I felt trapped. If you've never experienced what it feels like to feel trapped, consider yourself blessed. I wouldn't wish that feeling on my worst enemy. But I'm gonna give you some context. See, trap feels like no matter what you do, your life's not gonna get no better. You can try to be positive and optimistic all you want, but it feels like nothing but negative ass shit from the time you wake up to the time you go to bed every single day. That's trapped. You could try to work overtime or get a part-time job so you can catch up on some bills, but just when you start to have a little bit of a savings account, something always comes up and slaps you in the face. Now your car won't start, and you gotta dish out money for that. That's trapped. You could try to pray about it, but it starts to feel like God's ignoring you because it feels like he's not fixing it because you're still miserable. That's how trapped feels. Your life begins to feel like a nightmare that you can't wake up from. And I lived like that for 6 years. You know, I used to pull up at that job and I would sit in my car and cry before I even clocked in every day. I used to bring that job home with me. So you know what that means? That means you've clocked out, okay? You are at home. You should be spending time with your spouse, but you can't be peaceful with him because you're literally telling him all the horrible things they're doing to you at work. These people have stolen your peace. You can't escape them. They're in here, living rent-free. I was so stressed about bills. I couldn't sleep. I started to have anxiety. I grew up in a pretty healthy household. I didn't have anxiety when I was a child. Now I have anxiety. I have butterflies in my stomach that I can't get rid of. And to cope with my depression and my anxiety and my stress, I started drinking. First, it was just a few drinks a week to calm my nerves, but it quickly spiraled out of control. I became an alcoholic over a freaking job. And the only reason why I'm telling you any of this is because if any of my story is resonating with you in any way, shape, or form, then you are already doing something hard. Going to a job that drains you every single day is hard. Crying because you're so miserable right now is hard. And see, the reason why I was so depressed back then was because I had nothing in my life to look forward to. I didn't have any hobbies. I didn't have any interests. My life began to feel like it was on repeat. Get up, go to work, be miserable, come home, cry, drink, sleep, repeat. Week after week, month after month, year after year. But now I get to wake up every single day doing what I love to do. And that's the beauty of online business is you can monetize anything. Your idea is not stupid. Your idea is not far-fetched. You see the darndest things online every day. I don't have to convince you of that. You see it for yourself. How many times have you scrolled on your For You page and said to yourself, how are they getting paid to do that? Because they let go of fear and they just decided to try. You won't even try. And I want to say one more thing to you before we move forward because I need to make sure you hear me loud and clear. I hope you realize that if you work 40 hours a week or more, you realize you spend more time at work with people you don't even like than you do your family who loves you. Yes, you do. See, I literally worked 9 to 5, Okay, so what should have only been a 20-minute drive into the city was over an hour because I'm stuck in rush hour traffic. So an hour to work, an hour back, 8 hours at work, 1 hour lunch break. That's 11 hours out of my day gone. By the time I do get home, I am drained. I am exhausted. I am defeated. You only have a few hours to spend with your spouse or your children before you have to put everyone to bed, just to do it again the next day. And let's also be clear on this. They don't even get the best version of you. They don't get the happy version. They don't get the peaceful version. They don't get the stress-free version. No, they don't. They get the miserable version. They get the anxious version. They get the depressed version of you. You put everyone to bed just to repeat it again the next day, just to look forward to the weekend. But respectfully, what the hell are you even looking forward to? Because Friday you still worked. Saturday is the only day that you get to do what you want. Sunday, not so much. No, because you have to prepare for the work week. So you got to cook. You got to clean. You got to go to the grocery store. You have to do laundry. And you have to mentally prepare yourself for the bullshit sitting on your desk come Monday. Ladies, that is not living. That is surviving. Life is meant to be lived, not survived. I don't know what your religious beliefs are, but I do know this. The God I serve, he loves me. And you can't convince me otherwise. And if he loves me so much, why on earth would he put me here to be miserable with the life that he blessed me with? Why would he put me here to be crying every day? He didn't. He made me for a very special reason. And then he allowed me the opportunity to find it. An online business allowed me the opportunity to monetize it. He put you here for a very special reason too. Your life is worth more than bills. Your life is worth more than slaving away at a job to make someone else rich while you're counting pennies trying to make ends meet at home. There is something very, very, very special about you too, and you can monetize it. But the problem is, a lot of times, life has a tendency to life. And somewhere on our journey of life, we lose our light. It gets dim, and then it gets dark. Maybe it was a toxic relationship. Maybe it was toxic friends, toxic family, toxic job. Something happened, and you lost your light. And now here you are, really believing deep down that there's nothing special about you. But I'm here to tell you that's not true. There is something very special about you. And I want to remind you, if you even thought the thought, that's because you can. Those ideas that you have come from God. He wouldn't plant seeds in an environment that couldn't harvest it. If you even thought about making content, that's because you can. If you even thought about starting a business, that's because you can. If you even thought about selling your product, that's because you can. Because if you couldn't, it would have never even crossed your mind. but it did because you can. But in order to actually get it done this time, you are going to have to let go of fear. Because if you don't, that fear that you refuse to let go of will continue to steal your peace. It will continue to steal your happiness. It will continue to steal your freedom and your dream life that you want for yourself. You can do this, ladies. I promise you, you can. Okay? Okay. I don't want to hear nothing about being fearful no more. Fear don't live here no more. If you're ready for sales tip number 2, put a 2 in the chat. And for those of y'all who are just tuning in, good morning. My name is Coach Jazz. We are building our online business and we are talking about sales. So sales tip number 2, make sure you guys are taking notes because the key word of this live is execution. How can we execute if we don't even know what we're doing? Because I know you're going to forget. You always do. It ain't going to change now. So make sure you write it down so that when you forget, you can still refer back to your notes and get it done. Good morning. Sales tip number 2, write this down. People only buy from people that they like, that they know, and that they trust. People only buy from people that they like, know, and trust. So if they don't like you, they're not going to buy it. If they don't know you, not going to buy. If they don't trust you, they're not going to buy. So how do we get people to like us? Also, you guys, make sure you interact with this live. The more you like, comment, and share. YouTube, I see 40 people on here. The more you guys interact, like, comment, and share, the more TikTok and YouTube is going to push this live to more people. And believe it or not, a lot of people are ready to quit their job. They want to start their business. They want to build their confidence. They want to stop self-sabotaging too. So just like this live found you, let's allow it to find others. Also, make sure y'all follow me so you don't lose me because they do steal my videos. They make fake accounts and they message you. So YouTube, make sure y'all subscribe. TikTok, follow, okay? All right, if they don't like you, so how do we get people to like us? All right, you're going to do this through your content. And for those of y'all who are just tuning in, we said our content is anything that we post. So pictures, reels, if you go live, long form YouTube videos, all of that is content. And that's how we're going to get the word out about our products and services. In your content, I need you to make sure that you are being relatable and that you are being authentic. In other words, I need you to be yourself. People connect with people who they resonate with. A lot of you guys are trying to be perfect in your content, failing to realize that's not helping you because nobody's perfect. So then people can't resonate with you because they're not perfect either. So I need you to just be yourself, okay? You would be amazed at how many people you are able to inspire and motivate and help just because you decided to be you, your true, authentic self. And understand the viewers that we get, the subscribers and the followers and the commenters, those are our community. And it is our community who buys our products. And do not be fearful and say things like, well, Jazz, what if nobody likes me? Because that's impossible. There are 8 billion people in this world. Somebody is bound to like you. And I used to be fearful of that too when I first started. You guys, when you post your content, it goes everywhere, okay? International. And I'm not telling you this to scare you. I'm just telling you this so you can realize how silly you sound when you say things like people won't like you. They will like you. And there are so many people in this world who need you. You have the solution to their problem. What if I let fear take over this morning and I didn't go live because I was afraid that people wouldn't like me? Well, then none of you guys watching would have been able to hear this. I wouldn't have been able to help any of you guys because I would have let fear take over. You guys, I have women inside of Glowup Academy from all over the world. I'm in the US. I have women in there from Germany, Australia, Jamaica, Canada, the UK, France, all over the world. All because I decided to not live in fear. I decided to be myself and I decided to post. I want you to understand, when you don't post, you're not helping the people who need you. So please, get out of your head and just post the video. I promise you, people will like you. Okay? Hi from Croatia. That's what I'm saying, you guys. The internet connects everybody from all over the world. So please don't deprive them of the opportunity. They need the solutions that you have for them. So post. So we said people only buy from people that they like, know, and trust. All right, cool. Well, how do we get people to know us? Okay. I want you guys to understand this. I need you to go live. Good morning. Going live is the best way to build your community. Now, is it the only way? No, but it's the best way. Why? Because it allows people to get a sense of your energy and your vibes. It allows people to connect with you and engage and ask questions, and it allows you to promote your products. And yes, you can go live and be faceless. Whether you're faceless or front and center, you're doing all of the things that we're talking about. You're not getting out of none of this, okay? Now, some of y'all hard-headed. And you're gonna say things like, Jazz, that's great, but I don't wanna go live. And I'm gonna just say, fine, don't. I told you, I'm not the coach that's gonna try to convince you to do anything you don't wanna do. If you don't wanna go live, then don't. But I do wanna remind you, you also said you didn't wanna go to work. You said you were tired of living paycheck to paycheck and that you wanted freedom. Going live is the best way to get that done. You see people, especially on TikTok, all day and all night selling. I can't make this up. And I promise you this, if you go live consistently and with structure, you will make more online than you ever made at that job. It amazes me how many people are willing to bust their ass for a job to build someone else's business and make them rich. But they absolutely refuse to lock in and build wealth for themselves. I don't care what time you go live, just go live. The internet does not sleep. Choose the time that is best for you with your lifestyle, your responsibilities, and just go live. Now, some of y'all are like, well, Jazz, I would go live. I'm not against it. I'm just live shy. Okay. For those of you guys who are live shy, let me explain to you. The only reason why you're live shy or camera shy or any type of shyness that you're struggling with is just because you don't have enough experience doing it. It's not because you suck at life and this isn't meant for you. No, it's just because you don't have enough experience. Maybe you did it once 6 months ago, but you haven't done it since. We have been on this live for 107 minutes. And if you're still here, that's because you trust what I'm saying to be true. Otherwise, you would have left by now. So I need you to trust this. If you go live consistently, I promise you, you will get to a point where you are no longer live shy. Everything that you do over and over and over again, you get better at. And I don't have to convince you of that. You've proven that to be true in your own life. You didn't always know how to walk. Now you walk just fine. How? Because you had to consistently do it. You didn't always know how to read and write. Now you do that just fine. How? Because you had to consistently do it. You did not always know how to drive. Now you do that just fine. How? Because you had to consistently do it. So just imagine if you consistently went live. Imagine that. I can't make this up. We said people only buy from people that they like, know, and trust. Okay, cool. Well, how do we get people to trust us? All right. There's a reason why I am telling you to post consistently. And no, it's not for your health. The reason why I'm telling you to post consistently is because the more people see you, the more they begin to trust you. Consistency builds trust. Now, I don't know if you know this or not, or if you're living under a rock, but most people work extremely hard for their money. You work hard, I work hard, we're all out here working hard. And if you want someone to trust you with their hard-earned money, you're gonna have to be trustworthy, which means you have to be consistent. You don't have a choice. Now, I wanna do an exercise with you guys. For those of you guys who do not have a product yet, sit this out, take your notes. For those of you guys who do have a product, but you're struggling to make the sales that you want, this is for you, okay? First, what we gotta do is remove the ego and the pride. Now, some of y'all can't do that because you think you know everything. And there's nothing that anyone can teach you that you don't already know, and you don't think there's any room for growth or improvement. Fine, I'm not gonna convince you otherwise, I'm just not talking to you. For the people who can remove the ego and the pride, they recognize they don't know everything and there's always room for growth. I'm talking to you. We're gonna go to our profile and we're gonna ask ourselves some questions. We have to be honest. Make sure you write this down. The worst lies are the lies you tell yourself. The worst lies are the lies you tell yourself. Don't you ever forget that. Now, ask yourself, is it clear as day who you are, what you do, and how you can help people? I also need you to ask yourself this, be honest. If you were not you, would you buy from you? If you were not you, would you buy from you? If the answer to any of those questions is no, then you should no longer be confused as to why people are not buying from you yet. There should be no more confusion. But the reason why I'm saying yet is because you have the power to fix it. So if it's not clear as day who you are, what you do, and how you can help people, then fix it and make it clear so that when people come to your profile, they know what they're getting into and what problems you can help them solve. I already know I am not the life coach. I am not the business coach for everybody. Because believe it or not, most people don't truly want help. Most people just want to complain and vent about their problems to anyone who's willing to listen. But they're not really looking for any solutions to their problems. I'm not here for that shit. I am here to tell you the truth. Because once I tell you the truth, then you become aware, and now we can fix it together. The beauty of life, the beauty of business, and the beauty of everything that we've talked about today is that anything, and I mean anything, literally, that is not giving you the results that you want, you have the power to fix it. But the problem is you make the choice not to. If you are struggling with live shyness, fix it. I already told you how. Start going live consistently. But believe it or not, most of you guys aren't going to do that. You're still going to continue to be live shy because you choose not to go live consistently. And then you wonder why you're still shy. If you are struggling with confidence, fix it. I already told you how. Start keeping the promises that you made to yourself. If you told yourself you were going to create content, then create it. If you told yourself that you were going to launch your product, then launch it. If you told yourself that you were going to lose weight, then lose it. And even though I already told you what to do to build your confidence, you're still not going to do it. And then you're going to sit there and wonder why you're insecure as hell. Well, that's a choice. You choose that every single day. You have a choice. Nothing has to stay the way it is. See, most of us live in a trapped mindset. And you have been living in this trapped mindset for so long that you don't even recognize that you're living in one. And then you associate yourself with other people who have a trapped mindset. So it's a whole bunch of trapped people thinking that they're trapped. It's like the blind leading the blind. But what if I told you, you are not trapped? You have convinced yourself that the way things are today is how it's always going to be, and you have no power to fix it. But that's not true. You have all the power to fix it. And see, I used to live in a trap mindset too. I really used to believe that I was trapped at that job. And I convinced myself that there was nothing I could do to fix it. That's not true. See, in order to get untrapped, in order to fix the problems that you have in your life, that's gonna require you to leave out of your comfort zone. And some of y'all don't even wanna do that. Even though that comfort zone of yours is depressing you, even though that comfort zone is making you anxious, even though that comfort zone is keeping you broke and miserable and insecure, you would still rather stay there, the place that hasn't done anything for you, than to take a half an inch out and try something new. And some of you guys have been living in that comfort zone of yours for years, for decades, even though it is destroying you. It is killing you, because stress is the silent killer. And a lot of you guys are extremely stressed out, but you would still rather stay in that zone that's doing nothing for you but hurting you, than to do something a little bit different today. And I used to be the exact same way. See, I was never trapped at that 9 to 5. I had options. We all have options. They may not be your favorite options. They may not be the thing that you want to do, but you have options. Don't you ever forget that. See, I could have moved back home. I had that option. But I didn't want to leave my comfort zone of having my own place. I don't want to move back home with my mom. No. Oh, no. Okay. So I made the choice to stay at that job so I could keep my apartment, even though that job was draining me and stressing me and making me cry. I could have quit that 9 to 5 and just found me some part-time jobs, and then try harder to find a full-time job later. But in my mind, I'm like, no. If I get a job at Target or Walmart, what if I have to work nights? No, because I need my 9 to 5. I have to be off by 5. What if I get a job at a retail store and I have to work holidays? No, I need Columbus Day. No, I have to have Columbus Day. That's not gonna work. What if I have to work more than 40 hours a week? No. That's where I draw the line. No. People work more than 40 hours a week all the time. But I'd rather stay in that comfort zone, even though it was draining me, even though it was making me miserable, even though I was drinking every day, even though I was depressed and anxious, than to just take a half an inch out. So instead of doing that, I would complain, I would vent, I would throw pity parties for myself, I would talk about what's not fair. I was doing all the things except the one thing that would have changed my life forever, which was leave. I was never trapped at that job. But I refused to take a half an inch out of that comfort zone that was making me miserable. Some of you guys have convinced yourself that the reason why you can't fix the problems yet is because you just need more information. And you have convinced yourself that if you just watch more lives, and if you just watch more YouTube videos, and if you just archive more posts, then you will have the information that you need, and then you can fix it later. But what if I told you you're not lacking information. No, you're not. No, you're not. Because you have more information than you even know what to do with. Because you are on social media all day, every day. You have watched all the lives. You have archived all the YouTube videos and you have saved all the reels. You have all the information you need. You are not lacking information. You are lacking implementation, meaning you don't execute shit. You don't execute, which is why I made the keyword of this live, execution, because you're not doing that. You are the woman who will waste time instead of just get started. You are the woman who will make excuse after excuse as to why she's not good enough. That is you. You are the woman who will procrastinate year after year after year. You are the woman who will talk about what she can't do and what she's not good at, even though you haven't even tried. That is you. So you will complain, you will vent, you will throw pity parties, you will do all of the things except the one thing that'll change your life forever, which is start. You are not lacking information at all. You are going to have to change. You're going to have to change because there are things about you that do not align with the version of you that you want to become. I'm going to assume you want to become confident. I'm going to assume that you want to follow through with the promises that you make to yourself. You want to show up confidently and post your content, build your business and not care what people think. I'm going to assume you want to keep the promises that you made to yourself, that you have boundaries and that you have self-respect. You don't tolerate bullshit from others. I'm going to assume that you want to prioritize yourself in your own life. But in order to be that version of you, you are going to have to change who you are. See, that version is already within you, okay? She's already there, but she is buried under the fear. She is buried under the excuses, the procrastination, and the limiting beliefs that you refuse to let go of. And until you change that, until you let go of those things, you will never be that version. You will continue to be the version you are today. And let me ask you, are you happy with that version? Because if the answer is no, well, then you're going to have to change. You're going to have to change. One thing I have noticed is we as a society have become very entitled. The level of entitlement is at an all-time high. And you have become entitled for so long that you don't even realize how entitled you are. And a lot of you guys feel entitled to time. And you have convinced yourself that you have all the time in the world to waste. And if you don't start today, you are entitled to tomorrow. But let me ask you, how do you know that you'll be here tomorrow? How do you know that you'll be here in 6 months? How do you know you'll be here in 5 years? Who told you that? Who promised you that you have all the time in the world? Because the last time I checked, tomorrow is not guaranteed. And instead of you living every day that you are blessed with to the fullest, happy, peaceful, in your purpose, and free and confident, you choose not to. You choose to waste the precious, valuable time that you are blessed with. You waste it on social. You waste it on people who don't respect you, who don't value you. You waste it at a job that drains you. And my question is, why? Why? You are not entitled to time. Time is our most valuable asset. Some of y'all think it's money. You have convinced yourself that your most valuable asset is money. And I'm here to tell you that's not true. Yeah, you could lose $500. It would suck. You would get pissed off. I would get pissed off too. But guess what? You can always make 500 more. But you will never get your time back. So all the time that you choose to waste will forever be gone. 2025 came and left, and you cannot get a second of it back. It is gone forever. And you don't have as much time as you think you do. You are getting older. You will never be this age that you are right here in this moment again. Time is your most valuable asset. And I don't have to convince you. You see for yourself how quickly time is moving. Let me ask you, and be honest, how many times a day do you look at the clock and say to yourself, wow, I cannot believe it's 7:44 a.m. Wow, I cannot believe it is almost March 2026. Wow, I cannot believe I am 35 years old, or insert your age there. Because if you're anything like me, you do that all day. So you already see for yourself how quickly time is moving. And you still make the choice to waste your most valuable and precious time. That is going to have to change. You are going to have to start making yourself a priority in your own life. You are going to have to start putting yourself first at some part of your day. Because if you do not, you will continue to waste your time until there is no more time left. You gotta change. You gotta change. One of the toughest reality pills that I had to swallow in my own life, and this is tough, so brace yourself, but the truth will set you free. Your life and the direction it's going in, whether it's going great or not so great, is a direct reflection of the choices that you make. I'm gonna say that again. Your life and the direction it's going in, whether it's going great or not so great, is a direct reflection of the choices that you make. For those of you guys struggling financially, your finances are a direct reflection of the choices you make. When I heard that, that shattered my ego. Because for the longest time, I thought my money problems was just because I didn't make enough. No, it's not why I had money problems. I had money problems because I felt like I deserved to live above my means. So I bought cars I couldn't afford. I lived on sides of towns I couldn't afford. Me living paycheck to paycheck was a direct reflection of the choices that I made. Now, some of y'all, your ego is gonna try to protect you. It's gonna say, no, Jazz, no. I know why I'm struggling financially, and it's not because I'm living above my means. It's because times are hard and things are expensive. I can't afford to live because of these prices. I hear you. But your finances are still a direct reflection of the choices that you make. And I'm going to tell you why. Times have been hard. This didn't happen last night. Food prices, rent prices, gas prices have been on the rise for years. True or false? But every day, you make the choice to do nothing about it. Because you could have launched your ebook 6 months ago. You would be making sales today. You could have started your YouTube channel 4 months ago. It could be monetized today. You could have started that TikTok account last month. You would be building your community today. And what did we say? Our viewers, our subscribers, our commenters, our followers, those are the people who will buy our products. But every day, you make the choice not to. You choose to complain. You choose to vent. You choose to throw pity parties for yourself. You choose to talk about what you're not good at. You choose to waste your time with people who aren't pouring into you. You choose to scroll on social media all day. You choose to do all of the things except the one thing that will change your entire life. That has to change. And look, I am not perfect at all. Not even close. And the version of me that y'all see today, this version is a direct reflection of the changes that I had to make in my own life. I'm nothing like who I used to be, not even close. A complete 180. I used to be 100 pounds overweight. And for the longest time, I used to make excuses as to why I was so big. I used to say I can't lose weight because I have thyroid problems. I do have thyroid problems, but that's not why I was big. I was big because I didn't know how to put the fork down. I would yo-yo diet. So I would lose 20, gain 30, right? I was doing fad diet after fad diet. Year after year, just getting bigger and bigger and bigger. I had to change. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. It was obvious. I didn't know what I was doing to lose weight because I could never lose it and keep it off. So I did something different. I decided to hire a personal trainer. Changed my life. Not only did I lose 100 pounds that go around, I have kept it off for 3 years. All because I decided to change my relationship with food, and I decided to do something different because what I had been doing was not working. I used to be full of excuses. I was the queen of procrastination. My motto was, why do today what I can put off till tomorrow? In other words, I'll just start later, but later never showed up. That had to change. I used to live in fear. I used to be scary as hell, always, well, what if? And it was always worst case scenario. Notice our fears are things that haven't even happened. Everything that you're worried about hasn't even happened. You are hyping yourself up for worst case scenario. But at what point are you gonna look at best case scenario? Best case scenario, you post the video and you build your community and you sell your products and you're free. Why does our mind never go to that? Why is it always worst case? The stuff that you're worried about hasn't even happened. I used to be my biggest bully to myself. I know a lot of y'all can relate to that. The things I used to say to myself was absolutely disgusting. I used to call myself stupid every day. Let me ask you, how was I going to be a successful entrepreneur when I keep telling myself how stupid I am? I couldn't. That was not gonna work. I had to change. Let me tell you this, your internal world always reflects your external. So if you got chaos going on in here, I know for a fact you got a chaotic life. I don't even have to know you to know that. If you disrespect yourself in here, I know for a fact you got people in your real life disrespecting you, because that's how you treat yourself. That's got to change. You're not going to be able to reach any of your goals if you keep talking to yourself like you don't have sense. If you wouldn't say that to a child, you better stop saying it to yourself. You are not stupid and you are capable. One of the biggest distractions that I struggled with in my own journey was alcohol abuse. And I told you that I started that toxic habit when I had that toxic ass job. And you would have thought that once I quit the job, that would have just went away. No. Let me tell you this. Ladies, your problems don't just go away. They don't just magically fix themselves. If you don't fix them, the problem just gets worse. See, at least when I was working, I couldn't be drunk for 8 hours because I was at work. Well, I quit my job during COVID. Everything is shut down. I have nothing but time to drink. I took full advantage. See, I quit my job on a whim. I didn't have any money saved up. I had just bought a house, by the way. I'd only been in my house for about 6 months before I quit, but I couldn't take it anymore. I had been there for 6 years. I was turning 30 in a few months, and I was like, you know what? F y'all, I'm out of here. I'm done. Put in my 2-week notice. That was it. No money saved. I also believe God told me the time to quit was now, so I quit. And the plan was I was going to live off of my stimulus for a few months while I build my business, and then it would all just magically work out. Now, I didn't have much stimulus because I don't have any kids. I only had about $2,000 to my name. And that was not going to get me far because my mortgage was $1,900. So I knew something wasn't going to get paid, but I just figured it would all work out. So I quit. So I'm at home doing all the things that you do. Watching the TikTok lives, watching the YouTube videos, trying to make it all make sense. Content, digital products, monetization, algorithms, and platforms. The worst lies are the lies that you tell yourself. You lie to yourself and say that you're doing all that you can when in fact you're not. You're full of shit, right? And I was full of shit too. I convinced myself that I was doing everything I can do, but I wasn't because I was always drunk. I was not posting consistently. I was not going live. I was distracting. I was escaping. I was drinking. And I'm getting pissed off because I'm not making money. Nobody's watching my videos and nobody's buying my stuff. But see, back then I had ego and I had a lot of it, and it wasn't my fault. Why would it be Jasmine's fault? What? Because Jasmine is perfect as is. It's not me, it's YouTube. YouTube doesn't like me. It's not me, it's Instagram. Instagram doesn't like me. It was never Jasmine's fault because Jasmine was perfect. And I started getting mad at God because I'm like, God, you told me to quit. And I'm running out of money. I already made a payment arrangement with my lights. My light bill was $700. And if I didn't pay the bill on that day, they were going to cut them off. There was no more arrangements to be made. I already missed one mortgage payment. If I miss another, they're going to start foreclosing on a house that I haven't even been in yet for a whole year. I'm stressed and I'm pissed. But I didn't want to admit that I'm the problem. I didn't want to say out loud that I have a drinking problem and that it's my fault. I couldn't sit with that. My ego wouldn't let me. No, absolutely not. Because then I would feel embarrassed. I would feel guilty. I would feel shame. And I didn't want to feel that. So I just continued to lie to myself some more. I convinced myself that as long as I don't drink before 11 a.m., I'm not an alcoholic. Because the alcoholics in my mind, they start their day with alcohol. So as long as I wait till after 11, even though I drink all day, every day, as long as I don't start my day with alcohol, then I don't have a problem. And so there's nothing to talk about. What? Let me tell you this. The worst lies are the lies that you tell yourself. But you get to a point where you can't keep running from you. Eventually, you're gonna hit a brick wall. And God is gonna force you to listen. See, I believe God is within us. He's not outside of you. We think he is. And that's when you get into problems. Because God is within you. Okay, so I have God within me. You have God within you. He is not outside of you. So those ideas that you get, things to try, do your content like this, launch this product, that's God talking to you. That intuition, that gut feeling that you get, that is God talking to you. But notice how we spend entirely too much time trying to avoid listening to the God within us. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Your actions speak louder than your words. You can say that you listen to God all you want, but what do your actions show? It sounds good to say that you listen to God. It sounds good in conversation and on paper, but no, you don't. No, you don't. You spend way more time trying to outrun God. But eventually, he's going to force you to listen. If you really listen to God, let me ask you, how many ideas did God give you last year that you didn't even try? How many times have you gone against your gut feeling just to find out later you were right? We never want to listen to God. But eventually, he is going to make you listen. And I'll never forget. I was sitting on my bed crying. I thought I was about to lose my house. So I was like, oh my God, they're going to come and take this house from me. I didn't know what to do. And I remember God asking Jazz, what are you doing? What are you doing? You have been begging me for a business for years, which is true. I had been. He said, the opportunity is literally right in front of you and you're wasting it. So what are you gonna do? Are you gonna keep doing what you've been doing, which is a whole bunch of nothing? Or are you going to change? Are you gonna fix it? I decided to fix it. I decided to change. I decided to stop drinking. Haven't had a drink in almost 5 years. I will never touch alcohol again. I am done. And since I decided to change, my whole life began to change. I started posting consistently. My platform started growing. I started making sales. All because I decided to change. For the first time in my life, I started to say nice things to myself. I started to feel good because I'm actually getting these things done that I always wanted. Now I'm saying things like, I'm amazing. Jazz, you're really smart. You're good at this. You can do this. I'm proud of you. For the first time in my life, now I have confidence in myself. Never had confidence before. All because I decided to change. See, what I didn't realize back then, and what a lot of people don't realize, is in order to get something, you are going to have to give up something. I'm going to say that again. In order to get something, you have to give something up. You cannot have both. In order for me to get the business that I had been begging for years, I had to give up excuses. I had to give up procrastination. I had to give up fear. I had to give up limiting beliefs. I had to give up negative self-talk. I had to give up distractions. I had to give up alcohol. But when I gave all those things up, God opened the floodgates of heaven for me. God gave me everything I asked for and more, all because I decided to change. See, I had just asked God to help me make $60K a year to replace the job. And I even started negotiating that. I said, Lord, if you could just help me make $45K a year, I'll cut the cable off, I'll make it work. Just help me get out of this job, please. God gave me 6 figures. I asked God for 1K Instagram followers. I thought that'd be pretty cool, because I don't even know 10 people. So if I could get 1,000 people to follow me, what? God gave me 100,000 Instagram followers. I asked God for 5K YouTube subscribers. I don't know. God gave me 30,000 YouTube subscribers. I asked God for a little bit of confidence so I could stop feeling sorry for myself, so I could stop crying all the time. God gave me a lot of confidence. I always keep the promises I make to myself. I really believe in myself. And I can't even remember the last time I cried. All because I decided to change. See, the version I was back then wasn't aligned with this version. I always wanted to be confident and run my business and not care what people thought, to prioritize myself and put myself first and not feel guilty, to know how to cut people off who treat me like shit and disrespect me. And I wanted to know how to have boundaries. But that's not who I was. And I wasn't going to become this version until I changed who I was. Because this version of me was always there, but it was buried under the people pleasing, the limiting beliefs, the lack of confidence, the insecurities. And until I changed that, I was never going to be this. See, a lot of times we delay our own blessings. Whatever you have asked for, God heard you loud and clear, and He's ready to 10x it, 100x it. But we delay our own blessings. He's ready to give you the world on a silver platter. But the problem is, He gives us free will. So, in other words, you can do whatever the hell you want to do. He's not going to stop you. So if you want to waste 5 more years not listening, He'll let you. If you want to waste 20 more years not listening, He'll let you. He will not stop you. Some people never get all of their blessings because they refuse to change. But once you listen, once you become obedient, once you change, He opens the floodgates of heaven for you. And sure, maybe change is hard. Maybe you're right. But the life that you're currently living is hard. Crying every day because you are unhappy, with the way things are going. It's hard. I've been there. I've done that. I know. Knowing deep down in your soul that there is something better for you and not living it is hard. I've been there. I've done that. I know. Stressing about bills, robbing Patrice to pay Paula, payment arrangement after payment arrangement is hard. I have been there. I have done that. I know. I've lived both hards. And I will always choose this one because at least this hard comes with peace. This hard comes with purpose. This hard comes with freedom. This hard comes with happiness. This hard comes with confidence. And this hard comes with income. I keep telling you over and over and over again, if you even thought the thought, that's because you can. God would not give you an idea that you could not do. It wouldn't even cross your mind. If you even thought about creating content, that's because you can. If you even thought about selling any type of product, that's because you can. If you ever thought about starting a business, that's because you can. If you ever thought about losing weight, that's because you can. But in order to actually get it done, you are going to have to take a half an inch out of that comfort zone that you have been living in for years, because that comfort zone is draining you. It is killing you. It is stressing you. It is depressing you. It is making you anxious. It is making you resentful. And it is stealing your dream life from you. You already know what you want your life to look like. You already know what kind of freedom you want. You already know how much money you want saved. You already know how much money you want to leave your children. You know all of these things. But every single day that you choose to stay in that comfort zone and live in fear and doubt is another day that you don't get to live your dream life. You are going to have to change. For those of you guys who want to change, I want to help you. But I can only help people who want it. I can't force change upon you. So if you are 1000% happy with your life and the direction it's going in, then fine. Keep doing what you're doing. If you like it, I love it. If it's not broke, then don't fix it. But if you're not 1000% happy with the direction things are going in and you want to change it, then I want to help you. Inside Glowup Academy, I'm going to teach you how to run your online business. Everything you need is in there. You want to create your ebook, or maybe you want to do an e-course or a private community, fine, we'll build it together. It's in there. Maybe you want to monetize your content, so you want to get paid for views when people watch your videos on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, wherever, fine, I'll teach you. All of my platforms are monetized. My students are monetized. It's all in there. Maybe you want to go on TikTok Live and make sales like how I do, how my students do, how thousands of other creators do. Fine, I'll teach you. It's in there. Every single thing that you need to be successful with your business is all inside of Glowup Academy. But not only Are we going to build your business inside of Glowup Academy? We're also going to build you. Together, you and I are going to build your confidence. Together, you and I are going to build your discipline. Together, you and I are going to build your consistency. Together, you and I are going to start making you a priority in your own life. Glowup Academy is the space where not only do you build your online business, but you also become the version of you that follows through. Now, before I let you inside Glowup Academy, a couple of things. Number one, I only let 10 people in at a time because, believe it or not everybody has the same journey. Some people have a product, but no audience. Some people have an audience, no product. Some people have a million ideas, but we gotta lock in on one. So you might be spreading yourself too thin. You're doing all the ideas God gave you. I told y'all earlier, money flows where energy goes. So we gotta choose your most favorite idea and we'll grow that. And then once that one is growing, then we'll reach back into your pile and build another one later. Okay, some of you guys have no clue what kind of business you want to build yet. No worries, we'll figure it out together. And some of you guys don't want to build a business right now. There are other goals you want to work on, like maybe you want to lose weight, right? Whatever your goal is, I can help you. But I have just noticed for myself, having more than 10 people join at one time overwhelms me. And I want to make sure that I'm able to pour into everyone the way they deserve. So I cap it at 10, and then once we reach 10 new members, I take the link down. You can't join until I'm ready. Okay? Something else, I'm gonna set us a timer for 10 minutes because I only wanna help people who want it. I can't force change upon you, and I don't want to, right? The woman I wanna help is the woman who knows there are things about herself that she needs to change. She is aware that she's holding herself back and she's ready for better, right? She may not know how to change, but she knows she wants it. And she doesn't need to know how because I'm going to help her, right? That's why I want to help. Now, when I start the timer, just don't overthink because if you're still here, you already know deep down inside that I can help you. Otherwise, you would have left. So stop getting in your own way and stop holding yourself back. Just move, okay? Just move. One more thing, Glowup Academy is lifetime access. So once you're inside, you are inside forever. You and I will always be locked in. You can't get rid of me, okay? You will always have access to our live coaching calls. We do live coaching calls, okay? You will always have access to ask me any questions that you have. There's an inbox feature in there, so any questions that you have, whatever you're struggling with, I'll always be available for you, okay? Because Glowup Academy is lifetime access, I charge $5.97 for it, and you're in forever. But because you were here, you took time out of your day to listen. You asked questions, you took notes, and you promised me you're gonna execute. I'm gonna take the price down, okay? And the price will stay down for 10 minutes. Now, once that 10-minute timer goes off, I will be taking the price back up. Do not message me and ask me to lower it because you chose to overthink when the price was down, because I'm not. I have had plenty of students who decided to overthink just to realize that they knew what they already knew, and then they ended up joining at $5.97. So, stop overthinking. It doesn't get you anywhere, and it costs you. Just move, because once that timer goes off, the price goes back up, okay? You can use Afterpay or Klarna to break that payment up so you can still get in. But again, it will go back up to $5.97, and women spend it. So don't overthink, just move, okay? I'm gonna start with TikTok. I'm gonna show TikTok how to join first, and then I'll show YouTube. Y'all's instructions are a little bit different, so just kind of hang tight for me. TikTok, in order for you guys to lock in, you're gonna come to my profile. Now, my main TikTok right here, the one that says turn your phone into an ATM, y'all are on my main account. This is my backup, so my profile does not look like this. However, the link is still the same, okay? You guys are gonna go to my profile and you're gonna see this link right here that says stand.store, and you'll click on that, and then here we are. Become the woman who actually follows through. It's already been marked down from 597 to 249, okay? It'll stay marked down for 10 minutes. Scroll down, feel free to read my reviews, I don't mind. Enter your name and quadruple check your email address. This is important, ladies. Sometimes, the autocorrect gets you and it misspells some things. I need you to quadruple check that because what you put in is where everything is going, all right? So do not leave my live until you come back to this live and confirm to me that you see everything, okay? Because if you do not see everything, that's because there was a spelling mistake. But no worries, we'll take care of it right here on live. That's why I need you guys to let me know that you got everything, okay? Scroll down, you can use Afterpay or Klarna to break the payment up, and then click this blue button, Start My Glow Up, okay? I'm gonna show you guys again. You're gonna click on the link in my bio, the stand.store link, and then here we are, Become the Woman Who Follows Through. Scroll down, enter your name, quadruple check your email address, Afterpay or Klarna, Start My Glow Up. YouTube, in order for you guys to lock in, your instructions are just a little bit different. You're going to leave my live and come to my channel, and you're gonna click on the link right here that says stand.store, same thing. And then here we are, Become the Woman Who Actually Follows Through. It's marked down to 249. Scroll down, feel free to read my reviews, enter your name, quadruple check your email address, Afterpay or Klarna, and then Start My Glow Up. Within 30 seconds, you should be receiving the very first email from Stan. If you did not get that email, that's because there was a spelling mistake, but no worries, we'll take care of it right here. The second email that you will be receiving is from me. It'll say Jasmine Spencer. Because Glowup Academy is lifetime access, I will be sending you an invite link. When you get that email, open it and click that yellow button that says Join Now. I want you to confirm to me that you see everything, okay? Glowup Academy is a private community. Now, once you are inside, after I get off of this live, so in 10 minutes, I'm gonna be sending you a message. There is a message icon right here. It's the inbox. I need you to respond to my message because I want to learn more about you. What are you struggling with? What are your ideas? What kind of business do you want to run? Please do not leave me on red. I need you to respond to me, okay? Because I can't fix what I don't know is broken. Now, sometimes you guys join quickly, but you don't have time to respond right now. Fine. Before you go to bed tonight, I need you to promise me that you're going to respond to my message. We have wasted too much time not getting things done. I can't help you create structure for your life and your responsibilities if I don't know what you're struggling with, okay? Yes, I am very active with my members. What may work for you, what may work for one member does not work for another. I'm a morning person, okay? I thrive first thing in the morning. You might be a night owl. Fine. So we're going to create a schedule and a routine for you, your life, and your responsibilities, okay? Like I said, everyone has a different starting point. So I can't help you if I don't know. So I need you to respond to my message, okay? This is how we start building the discipline and the accountability and the consistency and the confidence so that it actually gets done, okay? I'm very hands-on with my students, so please respond, all right? Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and set our timer for 10 minutes. And for those of you guys who joined, give me 2 seconds. I'm about to start sending y'all that second email now. Okay, the timer has started. Let me see. Casey, can you check your email for me? Casey. You guys, please don't leave my live until you confirm that you received everything. I'm telling y'all, sometimes y'all's autocorrect jumbles up some letters and then you never get anything. Good morning, Casey. Rhonda, can you check your email for me? I'm waiting for Casey and I'm waiting for Rhonda. We still have 8 slots left, Casey and Rhonda. Okay, I'm waiting for you two. All right, let's do a few affirmations. Did you do how to sell? Yes, how to sell to, absolutely. What kind of content to create? what kind of things to say on your lives, all of those things. Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you for asking that, Dawn. My struggles don't define me. Okay, perfect. Let me check. My struggles don't define me. Casey, once you're inside, please confirm that you are inside. So you guys, I need you to not only confirm that you got your email, but also click on that yellow button that says join now and let me know that you have full access. I see someone they just joined inside. I guess that's Rhonda. I want to know that you guys are fully inside, okay? My struggles don't define me. Absolutely. Absolutely. They do not define you. And it amazes me how many people cut themselves short, sell themselves short. So you've gone through things and you're still here. But then you're going to try to say that you can't reach your goals, that you can't post content, that you can't sell your product. I don't believe that. I don't believe that. And I don't even have to know you to know that. These are the limitations that you put on yourself. This is the problem. This is the problem. Listen, you guys can bounce from live to live. You can watch YouTube video after YouTube video. But at the end of the day, we don't fix you. If we don't create structure for you, if we don't create a routine that's best for you, it's not going to get done. And you know that. You already know that. So it's time to do something different today. Okay? Let's see. Oopsies. Things won't get better until you think better. Things won't get better until you think better. You have things going on in this pretty head of yours that's holding you back. The I can'ts. I'm not good enough. I don't know what to do. These are all things going on in your head. These are all limitations going on in your head. The only limitation of your greatness is a limitation you set on yourself. Some of y'all have set the bar at -50. The bar hasn't even made it off the ground. But if you don't think highly of yourself, it's not going to happen. But the reason why you don't think highly of yourself in the first place is because you do not keep the promises that you made to yourself. That erodes at your confidence. A lot of y'all say, well, I'll just do it tomorrow. But tomorrow never comes. It never comes. Let me give it to you like this. Let's say you met a man, right? And you're talking to him, you like the way he looks, you're attracted to him or whatever, and he's telling you things like, oh, well, we're gonna go do this, or I wanna do this, right? And he's just giving you all these sweet nothings. And over time, you start to see he's not following through with none of the promises that he made to you. You're gonna start thinking, okay, I can't trust this man because he just lying. He said he was gonna call me at 8, but he didn't. He said we were gonna hang out, but we didn't. You're not gonna trust him no more. Of him repeatedly doing that, you're gonna realize you can't trust him. What do you think happens when you do that to yourself? You hear yourself saying, oh, I'm gonna start a business. Oh, I'm gonna lose 10 pounds. Oh, I'm gonna start being active. Oh, I'm gonna create content. You hear yourself saying this stuff to yourself, but deep down inside, you have lost all self-trust. You don't really believe any of the things that you're talking about. Why? Because you never keep the promises that you made to yourself. And some of y'all don't even want to believe that that's the problem. But I'm telling you it is. Because if it wasn't, then why do you not have enough confidence to post your videos? If it wasn't, why do you believe that you don't have the abilities, the capabilities to sell your products when you see thousands upon thousands upon thousands of people selling their products? Why do you think you're the exception to the rule? Because you lack confidence. Because you don't believe in yourself. I can't make this up. You will say things to yourself like, I don't have that problem. But what do the actions show? Because if you didn't have that problem, you wouldn't care what people thought. If you didn't have that problem, you wouldn't be doubting your abilities to get it done. Clock it. I believe in my infinite potential. Good morning. I believe in my infinite potential. Hold on, I just saw someone joined. All right, let me send her. Abby, can you check your email for me, please? Okay. Abby, check your email for me. Okay, let me show you guys again. We have a few more minutes and we're getting off of here. For those of you guys who are joining, just kind of hang tight. Once I get off of here in about 5 minutes, I'm gonna be sending y'all that message. Please make sure y'all respond so we can get the party rolling. All right, you're gonna click on my profile picture up at the top twice. You can come to my profile. TikTok #1, don't forget y'all are on my main one. So my profile does not look like this, but the link is still the same. Stand.store, right up here, okay? YouTube. You have to leave my live, come to my channel, and then click right here where it says stand.store. And then here we are. Become the woman who actually follows through. It'll stay marked down to 249 for 3 more minutes. Scroll down, feel free to read my reviews. Enter your name and quadruple check your email address. You can use Afterpay or Klarna, and then click this blue button, start my glow up, okay? And like I said, within 30 seconds, you should be receiving that very first email. If you do not see it, there was a spelling mistake, but we'll fix it right here, okay? And for those of you guys who are on the fence, let me say this. You could have been anywhere on the internet because I'm not the only creator that's live right now. There's a reason why you're still here. And that's because I was able to connect with you in some way, shape, or form. I said something that you related to, and deep down inside, you know I can help you. But you're the one getting in your own way. You're the one that's overthinking. Well, what if I don't follow through? That's impossible because now you're being held accountable. Now we're creating a schedule that aligns with you, your responsibilities, your lifestyle, okay? You can watch more lives if you want, but at the end of the day, if you don't buckle down and do the things that were taught to you, watching is not going to do anything for you. A lot of you guys are in a watching loop and it's not getting you anywhere. The most successful creators, including myself, we don't watch, we do. I don't watch other people's lives, I do my own. I don't watch other people's videos, I make my own. And that's what I want for you too. But in order to get to that point, you need to be held accountable. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again. Same thing with my weight loss struggles. I kept thinking, oh, I can lose weight on my own. I can lose the weight, you just eat less. But time and time again, not only would I lose just a little bit, I would always gain it right back. Why? Because I didn't have anyone holding me accountable. I didn't have anyone checking in, making sure I was doing what I was supposed to be doing. I didn't even really know what I was doing, to be honest, because I was doing the complete opposite of what my personal trainer told me to do. The worst lies are the lies you tell yourself. You can tell yourself all day that you don't need help, but does your life reflect that? If the answer is no, it's time to do something different, okay? Abby, I'm still waiting on you to join inside. You guys, please don't leave until you confirm to me that you received your emails, because I don't know what your email is supposed to be, so I don't know if it's misspelled or not. Abby. Okay. Self-love empowers me to be the best version every single day. Self-love empowers me to be the best version every single day. When you start to stick with your promises, you start to develop self-respect. And then you hold yourself to a whole nother standard. And then you also realize that if people around you don't reach that level of your standard, they get sliced and diced. That's how your toxic people, your toxic friends, toxic relationships, that's how they fall off, because now you see yourself differently. You have a new standard for yourself. And if they ain't gonna fall in line, they get cut. They get cut. But when you don't have self-respect, you tolerate anything. Not just from others, but you tolerate anything from yourself. Absolutely. Absolutely. Let's see. I am deserving of joy, success, and love. I am deserving of joy, success, and love. Amen to that. I am capable of achieving my dreams. I am capable of achieving my dreams. Thank you. I was wondering if you're coming back. Let me see if you're inside. Yes, you are inside. Give me like 2 minutes. I'm going to start sending out those messages now. I see you. Everyone is where they're supposed to be. Perfect. Is anyone else about to jump before I take the price back up? Because once I take the price back up, it's up. Don't inbox me. Can you make it lower? No, because you chose to overthink. I am strong, capable, and resilient. I am strong, capable, and resilient. I'm going to close with that. You done been through some things, and you're still here. You can do this, but in order to do it, you have got to get out of your own way, okay? Make sure you guys follow me so you don't lose me. They do steal my videos and make fake accounts. They turn around and message you. Do not get hoodwinked, finessed, or bamboozled on these TikTok streets, y'all. For those of you guys who joined, I'm hopping inside now. You'll be getting a message from me within the next 5 to 10 minutes. For those of you guys who, that's our timer. For those of you guys who didn't, that's fine. I'm glad things are working for you the way that you want. Perfect, okay? Very good. Thank y'all so much for hanging out with me on this beautiful Saturday. Have an amazing rest of your day, okay? Bye, YouTube.